Hi, thanks for showing up today. I'm Kim Gaskill, and I would love to share some information with you today about the 3 phases of building an online business and where you are in that process. What are the tasks that you're working on right now? And are they the right ones? You want to make sure you're not putting the cart before the horse, as they say, and doing things out of order and missing steps and then hitting walls down the road. I've been doing online business for 16 years and I have made money, I've lost money, and I've learned a lot about how to do both. And I've made a lot of mistakes. But being an entrepreneur is an amazingly rewarding adventure. But it's also very stressful and scary and depressing at times. You work by yourself a lot. Sometimes you don't have the support of your family. You feel like a failure. You get overwhelmed. But when it works, and it will work if you follow a proven method or a system and you put in the effort, when it works, it feels amazing. Building a business is very rewarding, but building a business is also very hard. And I've made mistakes. You talk to any entrepreneur, freelancer, solo business owner, they're going to tell you they've made mistakes. And the key is to limit the amount of mistakes that you make. One way of doing that is hiring a business coach or a mentor, or following a proven plan or system that somebody has created just for you and your business. And that will limit how many mistakes you make along the way, hopefully. But you will make mistakes. It's just part of the deal. That's how we learn. Let's limit some of the mistakes that you're going to make by talking about some that I made in my business and identifying 21 tasks that you need to conquer on your quest to build an online business. First of all, there are 3 phases to building an online business: the foundation phase, the hustle phase, and the maintenance phase. And the foundation phase, that's where we're going to be building things out and setting that stage for everything, putting a nice solid base under everything that you do. You're going to be defining and identifying a lot of things about you and about your business. In the hustle phase, you're going to get out there and you're going to do it. You're going to put in the work. You're going to show up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to see what works and doesn't work and tweak it. And then by doing the hustle phase and getting things operating at the level that you think that they're working, you can move into the maintenance phase where you're just managing that operation. You're doing the higher end tasks, like looking at your data and your analytics and changing your marketing strategies and upping your game and getting ready to hire new people and level up. But what are some of the tasks that we work on at each of those levels? So where are you right now in your business? Where are you operating at? What tasks are you doing currently? Now, some of these tasks are going to overlap. And if you recognized a few that you haven't done, great, let's talk about those. If there's some on there that you don't know what they are, that's okay too. You know, most of this stuff is new to us as entrepreneurs. You know, almost everything we do is new. And so don't feel like overwhelmed if you look at this list of tasks and you're like, I have no idea what that is, or I haven't done those yet. What am I doing? It's okay. It's a learning process. Have you ever heard that phrase, you don't know what you don't know? Well, because everything is new that we do until we've done it, we don't even know what we don't know. And so it's nice to have some type of a guide or model or system that you follow to help you through that process. And don't get frustrated. If you're willing to learn, there's always someone out there that's willing to teach you. And you can even teach yourself. Let's play a game. I want you to go get a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, just a regular notebook piece of paper, I want you to divide it into 4 columns, like this. And on each of these columns, you're going to have a heading. In the first one, you're going to put, I have mastered that task. In the second column, you're going to put, I am working on that task. In the third column, you're going to put, I have not done that task. And in the fourth column, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. And then number it down 1 to 21. And we're going to go through each one of these tasks and ask yourself the question, where am I on that task? Have I mastered it? Am I working on it? Have I even started it? And be honest. As I talk about each one of these points, put your check mark in. Have you done that? Do you have a working fill in the blank? Now, mindset and goal setting, kind of the same thing. They're more of a personal growth thing. You need to work on those. If you haven't been working on those already, if you don't understand what scarcity mindset versus a growth mindset is, go take a seminar, do some training, build up that quality within yourself to think more positive, to have a growth-minded outlook on things so that you don't fear taking advantage of opportunities. You don't hold yourself back. You believe whatever it is that you want to achieve, because that's where it starts. It starts in you. Nobody else is going to believe it if you don't believe it. And if you're not in the right mindset, believe me, this is mentally exhausting, building your own business and operating it successfully. There are a lot of pieces, and if you're not in the right mindset, it's going to frustrate you and overwhelm you. And we don't want that. And everything that you do from this point on is going to depend on your mindset. It's going to affect every decision you make in your business. Goal setting. Are you good at it? I'm not. If you write down a goal, which we all know we need to write down our goals, and that's all you do is write down the goal, how are you going to get there? If you haven't written the steps on what you need to do to get to that goal, I can't just say I want to make $20,000 a month. I need to have a plan. I need to have a reverse engineer that. What do I need to do this month? What do I need to do this week? What do I need to do today that's moving me toward that goal? Break it down. A good way to do that is have yourself do an accountability challenge. I do them in the front row every time they offer them because I'm not good at goal setting. So I need to practice a lot. And the accountability challenges are great for me because it keeps me practicing on writing my goals out, hitting those benchmarks, and doing it right. That's what this is all about. It's just repetitive, doing things over and until you get them right. Goal setting is important though. If you don't define who you are and what you want and why you want it, it's going to be tough to move on to the next steps. What business model are you using in your business? Is it an affiliate marketing model? Is it a coaching consulting model? Is it an online education model? Is it a direct sales model? Is it a membership model? You need to understand which business model you're using so you can write out that plan and that structure of all of those pieces that you need to make that work. Look at other businesses. What models do they use? I always like the razor and blade model where they sell you a razor for $1, but then you have to pay $10 for the blade. So you have to keep buying blades. You buy the one razor and it's only $1, but the expensive part that you keep buying is the blade. And so that is a business model. They give you a cheap thing to get you in the door, but the recurring item is more expensive. Now there's also a reverse razor and blade model. And they all have a name. There's 50, maybe 100 different business models now. We've gotten so many different business models because of the different ways we can do business now. There's so many opportunities here for us. But you really need to follow some type of business model so you know how to do your customer service and your sales and all of those things that we're going to talk about. If you haven't identified a business model yet, how you want to operate, are you going to do totally social media? Are you doing the influencer model? Are you doing the user-generated content model? If you don't know what those are, learn them and see what works for your business. Once you've decided what your vision is and what you want to do and the model you're going to use to do it, Now you need to see if it's even a valid idea. You need to go do some market research. You need to get that validation. If I'm going to invest my time and money, is this a viable business model? Is this a viable idea? Now, there's a great book by Pat Flynn called Will It Fly? And if you want to learn how to validate your ideas, it's a good place to start. But basically, you need to put some time into doing market research. See who's doing it already. Who are their customers? How are they marketing? Can you do it better? Can you do it less expensive? Can you do it differently? All of those things, you need to answer those questions when you do the validation phase in your business. And then, of course, you need to determine who is your customer. You're not selling to everybody. Everybody always wants to think that, but you do need to pick an ICA. That's Ideal Client Avatar. It's just a fancy name for your customer. But who are they? I know some solopreneurs that they actually name them. Like, my ICA is Sally, and she's a single mom with 3 kids. They all graduated high school, and she's been a hairstylist for 20 years, and she's never been able to travel, and now she wants to travel and do photography. I mean, they have it down to, she has red hair, she's 5'4". I'm not that defined in my ICA, but I do have several different client types because I do different things. And I have to know what person I'm talking to. What customer am I talking to? Am I talking to the fisherman, or am I talking to the drone pilot? Am I talking to the e-commerce store owner, or am I talking to the stay-at-home mom? Knowing who your client is and writing out that persona is going to help in your branding, in your marketing, in your messaging. You need to know who you're talking to, because we're not doing this stuff to talk to ourselves. We're doing it for our customers. Another thing, you want to make sure the customers that you choose for your business that you're targeting, are they going to spend the money? When you go to price out your product or your service, is it something that audience is willing to pay that? They might need it, but they might not be willing to pay that. And so pricing has a lot of levels to it. It's not just about how much you think your product or your service is worth. It's about what the market is bearing, what the customers are willing to pay, what your customer base is. Are they people who make 30 grand a year, or are they people who make $300,000 a year? Those are totally different customers. And so your pricing, not that you change your price on things for different customer bases, but you need to know, is that product right for that market? Will it bear out that price? And if not, you're going to be beating your head against the wall all the time. See what other people are charging. What is the actual value of it? Not for you, but for the customer. That's the biggest question I get from people is, what do I charge? And everybody undercharges when they begin their services. Everybody. And that's okay. You'll get there. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to change. You're going to find a really comfortable spot. But it'll take you a while to get there. But you have to start somewhere and define that. When it comes to branding, people struggle with this. I did websites, and that's one of the things that I would ask people for stuff, and they just didn't have it. They didn't have headshots or photos or links or copy of, who they are, what they do, who they serve. When it comes to branding, it's not just about colors and logos. It's about who you are and what you say and how you want to say it. And it needs to be consistent across the board. I need to get people to do my branding because I'm not good at it. It takes me forever because I can't decide on colors or logos or copy. I just keep doing it over and over again. And I need someone to stop me and do it for me. And if you're like that, don't do it by yourself. Get somebody else to help you with it, because it's important. Everything you do from here on is based off of that. Create a media kit. Put all those things in there. Your bio, your headshots, your links, all the copy of your sales pages and messaging that you want to do. That way you have it easily accessible whenever you need it. Once you get all of these things that we've talked about in place, written down, defined. Now you can work on your business plan. And unless you're going to get an investor or go to a bank and try to get a loan, you don't need a big 10-page business plan with all of the technical stuff in it. But you do need a defined plan for your business. So write it out. Put down all of your company information. Put down the business model that you're using, the customer that you're going to target, the product that you're going to deliver, how you're going to deliver it, timetables, budgets, all of those things that you research during the validation, that you define during your vision and mission, creation, and in setting those goals, put all that stuff in your business plan. It's laid out, clear, because you're going to refer to that as you go along in your business. And it'll change as you change, but get something on paper to start out. What is the plan? How are you going to get from A to B and be successfully generating income in your business? I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, but there are legal and tax decisions that need to be made for your business, and making them as early as you can will help you down the road. You don't have to file as an S Corp or an LLC right out of the bat. You can operate as a sole proprietor, but you do have to pay taxes on the money that you earn in your business, and you have to decide how you're going to claim that. Now, the LLC gives you a little more protection, but if that's not something that you need, talk to a tax accountant and see if that's how you need to file. Now, if you're going to go to the bank and get a business account, they're going to want a business ID. You're going to need to register with the state as a business. And there are some legal things that you need to do as a business owner. One of those being permits and licenses. You need to go to your local authorities and say, hey, can I operate this business within this jurisdiction? And if you need something special, or if there are restrictions on you, it's better to know up front so you can get all that stuff in place. Go talk to an attorney. Go to the Small Business Association. They're great help with this kind of stuff. So you don't have to pay for your own attorney. You can go there and they have attorneys there that can talk with you and help you on all the legal stuff and the tax stuff. So getting all the technical stuff down, writing out all of these things that are defining your business. Now let's start putting some of the tools in place that you're going to use. What are you using for a payment method? Are you going to use PayPal buttons on your website? Are you going to use a shopping cart? Are you going to set up a Stripe account and take credit cards? Are you just going to use Venmo or Zelle or some other app where people can send you money? You need to know and define those things up front, and then that's going to help you get those in place. Get them all set up in the beginning. Don't do all this work and then get your offer out there and there's no way for your customer to buy it. They won't come back. When you're starting out, your website or your business page, that's where everybody's going to go to find information about you. So you want to have it there. Now, you don't need this huge website to start off with. You just need a location that's yours that you can put information up, and you can put a pay button of some type, some way for them to buy your offer. But that's what you need your website for. Somewhere to send people. Now, you can do a lot of things with your website, and we'll talk about some of those as we go along, but in the beginning, just make sure that you have who you are, what you do, who you serve, so they know if it's for them or not. Have a way for them to get what you offer, and have all your contact information there. If using social media is in your business model, then you need to set up all your social media accounts. And what are you using them for? Social media can get very overwhelming and can be a big time suck if you're just on social media. You need to have a plan written down in your work that we've done here that says, I'm using Instagram for this. I'm going to run ads on Facebook. Whatever that is that you're going to do. I'm going to do Instagram stories every day to engage with my audience. Know what the objective is. Know which platform you're going to do that objective on. And then create the content for that platform. But don't just create a bunch of accounts on social media and say, I'm going to be everywhere. Because you're going to get overwhelmed. Now everything is defined, all the accounts are set up, you're starting to operate, you're on social media, you've got your website up, you're starting to sell products, make offers, and everything is everywhere. You didn't develop any kind of an organization system of where you were going to keep everything and keep track of everything. And so you have to work on that. As you start doing the operations, you're going to work out that organization structure. Because even if you, like right out of the bat, said, okay, I'm going to put everything in this folder and we're going to do this in this program, it's going to change. You're going to find that, some things work better than others. And as you get into the process, you'll find different organizational structures that you need in your business. Organization is an ongoing task. But a good place to start is have one place where you document all your daily activities. That's really important. Have one place where you store all of your content and data. Have one place where you keep all of your accounts and login information. Have one place where you keep all of your customer information. And have one tool that helps you manage your time and schedule. At a minimum, those 5 things should be put in place as soon as you can. Organization is about defining and grouping like things. And once you start organizing, then you're going to start developing a workflow for different processes in your business. And you're going to build out these operations. You're going to standardize them. And a workflow is nothing more than a standardized set of instructions on how you want to do something the same way. I do flash briefings. And I have a workflow on how I do flash briefings. I open one program, I record my flash briefing, I save it, I open another program and edit it, add some music to it, and save it. They're both uploaded to my Google Drive. I have a folder there. It's a process that I do. I open SoundUp, I put the title, I have a naming convention that I use, and I have a spreadsheet things are on. There's a listed process of the workflow. It takes me about 4 to 5 minutes to complete the process after I'm done with the recording. And it's consistent every day. I don't even have to think about it because I did it enough to where I could write it down. And now someone else could do it for me because I have it all listed out. That's a good workflow. If you're onboarding or if you're doing customer service, there should be a workflow in how you do that. You get all of their contact information, you create a shared folder, you put all of that in there, you put them on one of your email lists, you set them up on an email sequence, you put all of the dates into the schedule, you say work is going to be put through Gmail on Thursdays. All of these things are defined and they're consistent with every client that you bring on. And so there's no mystery as to the workflow process in your business. And that'll help when more people start coming into your business and you're not doing everything, which is kind of the goal, right? And you can make workflows for your launches, for your customer service, for your onboarding, for your hiring. It definitely helps to make workflows for your live streaming and social media activities. And once you start creating content, use a content calendar. Batch the content that you do that's the same. Do all of your videos on one day. Do all of your photography on one day. Do all of your copywriting on one day. Kind of keep that stuff grouped together. Create a workflow for it. Say, these are the 7 steps that I do every time I'm going to start a live stream. And these are the 10 steps that I need to do to upload things to my YouTube channel. Or this is the process I use to post and schedule my Instagram feed. Have workflows built out for all of those and create that content and make sure that content is applicable to both the platform that it's on and the audience that's viewing it or seeing, hearing it or consuming it. Because if you're just putting out content and it's not the content that your audience wants, it's a waste of your time and theirs. Make sure your message is consistent in all the content that you put out. And remember, if somebody's creating content for you, give them your brand kit and your vision statement and all of those things that you created so they understand what your voice is, what your message is, and that they say it correctly for your brand. Whenever anybody says funnels, I always think of the carnival with the powdered sugar on top of those funnel cakes. But that's not what these funnels are. These funnels are just the journey that your customer takes through the buying process, like from start to finish, from awareness to action. And they can be really involved or they can be really simple. Basically, you get in front of somebody, they see your post or they hear about you. So then they click on something and go to your website. And then on your website, you got a landing page. And that landing page, they've got some interest there. They say, oh, you got a freebie. Okay, I'm gonna try that. I'll give you my email address. And then what that does, that can pop them onto an email list and start an email sequence with them. And they don't even know that. That's all working behind the scenes. And then they go to the next page that they see is an offer for them to buy something, to make a decision. And then they've got a way to buy it and they can take action right there. And so that whole funnel is very quick for them. That's one method. You have other types of funnels that are very lengthy and might have multiple touches. It just depends on what your offer is, who your customer is, and how you're running your business. And you'll have several different types of funnels in your business. But basically you want to get that customer in, make them aware of who you are, and get interested in what you have to say, the information that you have to share with them, and then present an offer to them, and they can make a decision and take action. The ultimate goal is to get them to make the sale. If you do choose that kind of a funnel, then, like I said, they can exchange their email for some type of value, and that puts them into an email list. Now, email lists are really important because this is your customer base, and you can segment these and you can get really good at, okay, these are the guys that like fishing, so I don't want to send them hunting offers, and these are the guys that like race car driving, so I don't want to send them, my knitting stuff. You want to make sure that whoever's on your list is very segmented. That way you save on advertising costs because you're only paying to put offers in front of people that really want that offer. And you're not ticking off your customers because they're constantly getting offers that don't apply to them. The more targeted you can be, the better it is for both parties. Email lists are very powerful if they're used right. So I mentioned marketing. Once you get them on those lists, you pay less to send ads to them. Well, you don't have to do paid ad marketing. You can do social media marketing. You can do content marketing. You can do user-generated content marketing. You can use influencer marketing. There are all different types of marketing that you can do. Your funnels and your email lists and your content that you're generating are all part of your marketing strategy. Know who the audience is, what you are marketing to them, and how you want to market it. And then once you get this great list of customers that you've marketed to and they're buying all these products from you, are you doing the right follow-up? If you've got the operations going, you've built out workflows for all of these processes that we've talked about, and now you're into the maintenance phase, do better customer service. Learn how to do follow-up really well. Keep engaged with your customers. Know what they want and give it to them if you can. If you talk to them, they'll talk back most of the time. And do things in the maintenance phase like look at your analytics more. Start studying that data. Use Facebook pixels. Use Google Analytics. Look at the Facebook insights. Who's looking at your stuff and how long are they looking at it? Where are they dropping off at? Or you look at that spot in your Instagram story. If you got 100 people that watch your story up to the third little piece and then they drop off to 20, is it too long? Did they not like what you were saying? Try doing shorter ones and see if more people stay longer. You can do all those things yourself manually without paying somebody like Sprout Social or Hootsuite or Agorapulse to analyze your data for you. There's a lot of things you can analyze yourself. just by taking the time to do that. And make those workflows. Now that you're getting into some of these higher end tasks in your maintenance phase of your business, you can think about leveling up, adding a new division, hiring VAs or outsourcing, putting on employees. Whatever it is that you want to do to scale up your business, if you're running consistently, you've built out the workflows and you have standard operating procedures for running your business, now it's time to think about those other things. Build those systems in so that you can take that leap to do something new. So how did you do with your checklist? Did you put more in the first column than you did in the third? If you didn't, that's okay. But if you have more than 3 or 4 in the fourth column, you probably need to take some time and build up some skill sets in some of these areas. Now, I've created a checklist of these 21 things. You're free to download that if you want and work on that and get a little more detailed into what you've actually done in these areas in your business. And I'm holding a 21-day workshop if you feel like some of these things were overwhelming to you, that you haven't identified several of them and you need help working on those. I run this workshop 1 hour a day, and there is homework every day. Yes, I said homework. But you need to invest the time and effort into your business if you want it to be successful. And every day we take one of these tasks and we do an action plan with it for your business. What is it that you need to be doing? Where are you at on this task in your business? Let's identify that and move forward with where you need to go in that task. By the end of the 21 days, you will have a targeted action plan for the next 90 days that will save you time, focus your resources, and move you closer to a consistent revenue-generating online business. The course is $97. But for the front row members, I'm offering it to you for $21 in the spirit of 2021. And I will keep that offer open for the next week. The course starts on February 1st. Like I said, it's an hour a day for 21 days, and there will be homework. So join us. Click on the links below, and see you in the workshop.